hope that you all will continue to pray. You know, I love that song, and I agree with what Brother Mike has already been telling you, and Brother Chad. You know, it might have been a long drive for us to come down here from Kentucky, but just like he said, God, He don't owe us anything for that little 10-hour drive. Brother Mike, why do we not know how far He went for us? He went a little farther than just 10 hours down the road in a little car. Why did He left all of heaven, Brother Billy, for us, and He came down here? Why did He begin to walk up a little hill with that cross placed upon His back? How can we ever say that God owes me anything? Why He's already given me more here than I could ever deserve. Why, but you all just pray for a couple minutes. Why, and I'll get out of the way here. But you see, one time there was a man named John. John, he come down here. Why, and he heard that Jesus was here. And he sent a little servant to him, and he said, you go up here to this man Jesus, and you, why, you ask him if he is the one that was to come, or if we should look for another. This man, he went up there, and he found Jesus there, and he said, Sir, John has sent me. And he said, are you the one that we are to look for, or should we look for another? And Jesus, he didn't look at him and say, yeah, John, it's me. My Lord began to say to this man, Brother Chad, son, you go tell John, why that blind they can see today, people. You go tell John, why that lame and crippled they can walk. Go tell John, why that the sick are healed, the dead been raised from the dead, why that the poor has heard the gospel today, people. Then, John, you'll know why people today run. I believe my Lord, He knew what it was, why to be alone sometimes. Why, but there were so many times, so many miracles that this man did while he was here. One time Jesus, here he was walking here. Why, walked right by a pool, that old pool of Bethesda there, and he said, there was a man down there, a man that was sick. Why, and every time that that an angel would come down there and stir those waters, and it said, why, that when the angel began to stir the waters in that great pool right there, why, that the first one in, he would be healed. Why, and Jesus, he began to ask this man there, all along, didn't have anybody. Why, he said, son, why have you, why, and I got in the water. And this man, he began to say, sir, every time that old angel come down here, why, it stirs these waters right here. He said, somebody always comes right in front of me here. Why, but my Lord, He was there, and He had the power. He said, all He had to do was speak the word, and that man, he was healed, just like that, Brother Mike. Why, that man, there he was all alone there. Why, but then come Jesus to his rescue. Just like when there was a blind man one time, and nobody could help him, just sitting there all by himself. Why, and then the disciples, they began to ask Jesus, Sir, Master, why was this man born blind? Why was he, had he sinned, or was it his parents that sinned? And Jesus, he answered them, and he said, neither has this man sinned, nor his parents, but this man, he was born blind, so that you may Jesus, he spit down in the dirt, got him a little bit of clay, and just wiped it on the man's eyes, and said, son, now you go wash your eyes, and then you'll be able to see. Says one more example, Brother Mike, of the miracles that Jesus did, while he walked here, probably heard, then another time, there were them old disciples out on the ship, why Jesus, he was just asleeping down there, and then here come the storms, here come the storms, and the waves are rushing on the ship right there, and these men, they began to get afraid, and they said they were going to perish there, they believed that they were looking death in the eye, Brother Ted, with nothing to help them, then the man went down, he woke the master, he said, Lord, master, would you come out here, we're all about to perish here, and Jesus, he probably grinned a little bit and just thought, son, do you not know who I am, then all he had to do right there, brother, just wave his hand, speak the word, peace be still, and them storms they stopped, and the sea it was calm again, they began to marvel at this man, and they said, what manner of man is this, why that even the winds and the seas obey his voice, why you see, no man ever spoke like this man, no man ever walked like this man, why he was a little different, brother, why he was the one that was sent to come for you and for me, we can continue to read, another time, here come these men to Jesus, bringing a little woman with them, and they said, Master, we caught her right in the very act of adultery there, this one, no doubt, Brother Chad was scared, thought they were going to stone her right there, thought that they brought her to her death, all alone, had no one, my Lord, he did right down in the sand, began to write with his finger there, and when he raised back up, he said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone here, nobody could do it there, why? Because Jesus, he was the only one without sin there, people today, so many times you can read where we were all alone, with nobody to help us, and there comes Jesus right to the rescue every time, but a little while later there, when Jesus was out in the garden one day, here come those old Roman soldiers, they were coming to get him, and take him away there, and he knew that, and they got him, they took him away, and they began to beat him there, and they began to mock him, they began to humiliate this man in front of the whole world there, and after they had stripped him, and beaten him, Brother Mike, they placed a little cross upon his back, began to march him up Calvary's hill, when they got up there, they stretched him out, they began to nail him to the cross there, raised him up right between the heavens and the earth, you see now, here was this man, this great miracle worker, Brother Brian, and now here he was, right about to die, where was that, a little adulterous woman then, where was, the little blind man, nobody to come to his rescue, Brother Mike, where was the disciples, that my Lord had saved so many times, nobody to help him now, all alone, hanging on that old rugged cross, even the Father had to turn saved me when I was lost. Loved me when I didn't deserve it.
Yeah. Well, He loved me.
You know, just like Brother Mike was preaching to you, and he said, each house that he went to, eventually they would say, Mike, we have no room for you. You got to go, and he'd go to the next house, and they would say, Mike, we have no room for you. You're going to have to leave. Ain't you glad there was one? There was one that had room for him. Jesus had room for him, and He's got room for you today. You know, I'm going to tell this little story, and then I'll get out of the way. You know, I read the other day, there was this little wrestler in high school. Just a young man, and he had a dad who was sick with cancer. And they said he wasn't going to make it very long. And then, you know, this young man, he didn't look like anything great. He didn't look like he was the best one. He looked awful weak and skinny, but he said one thing. He said, I just want to win the whole thing for my dad. I want to win the state championship for my dad over here. And so he just kept going all the way through, and finally he came up to the final match right there. He beat that man that day, and he had won it all. This man, I guess his dad motivated him a little. He said after he won, he just went over and hugged his dad. And said, this was for you. You know, no doubt knowing that he couldn't do it because, knowing that he had cancer. He wasn't going to be here very long. But you know, there was a man one time, he seen that I couldn't do anything. But he said, I'm going to go and I'm going to win for that man. He was talking about you and he's talking about me. He loved us enough that he would leave heaven's land, and that he would pay the price for you and for me. You know, I began to think, I bet those people, they knew what that boy was doing there. They knew what motivated him, and so I bet when that match was over with, they all began to clap their hands and shout and holler a little bit. Brother Mike, they were so proud of him, so happy. We can go out to any ball game and see the fans again to shout and holler and clap their hands. But there was ever a time in my life when I felt like clapping my hands. If there was ever a time in my life when I felt like shouting a little bit, it was 9 years ago when I came up off my knees. My Lord had moved inside of me and made me a new creature that day. The greatest that I've ever felt was when I felt my Lord. When I felt Him forgive me, save me, knowing the man that I'd been, know that I was living in sin. I'm thankful to be here today. We've enjoyed our trip, and I'm going to get out of the way, let you brothers come any way you want to do it. If you all want to sing, I just want to say that the church doors, they're open this morning. If there's anyone here that feels God has spoke peace to their soul, felt that He has moved in, and you want to make this your home, there's no better feeling than coming home and telling why the church, what great things the Lord has done for you. They're going to begin to sing, and then a little while we're going to drive back